Hello, Steve White, Steve White 89. Well, I saw The Invisible Man the other night um, on Sunday. Now, I didn't know the film was coming. I didn't realize it had been released. I hadn't planned to see it. I know that it was originally planned to be part of the Universal Dark Universe in 2016, but after The Mummy flopped in 2017 because it was basically a Tom Cruise film, it wasn't bad, but it just was a Tom Cruise film, and the Mummy was just the character he was um, being chased by, basically. They basically cancelled all their plans, but they eventually brought back The Invisible Man, and it's starring Elizabeth Moss. It's done fairly well. It did 52.7 million in America and 45.6 million worldwide. Its opening weekend, I think, was 28.9 million, so it was number one at the box office. So it was made on a $7 million budget by Blumhouse Films, and they seem to be going this route where they're going to do low budget horror films with all the original old Universal monster characters, and they're doing it that way instead of a connected universe of big budget films like they were originally planning, because Alex Kurtzman, who ruined Star Trek with Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard, ruined The Mummy, along with the second Spider-Man franchise, and quite a lot of other things. But I'm not going to go into that. Basically, I went to see A League of Their Own at the Astor Theatre, which is a vintage theatre that shows old films. It was great. And then afterwards, I went to my local haunts, but no one was there because everyone was in Dalesford for the Chill Out Festival, which is like a thing the gays do. It's like the week after Mardi Gras, all the gays go there. So there was no one around, so I was just walking home early, and I just walked through the cinema. I thought, I wonder if there's anything on. I looked and thought, The Invisible Man. So I went to see it. Now, I'm not a big fan of Elizabeth Moss. She is only the star of this film, not because she has any star quality or the ability to carry a film, but because she's the star of The Handmaid's Tale. And I just watched season 1 and 2 of that show recently, and I don't think it's that good. I mean, the premise is great. The idea of it is great when you actually think about the reality of what happens and how it could happen here, and it's happened in other countries in other ways, is very disturbing. But the show itself, the story, the character are not that interesting. I found it really boring. I will not watch it again. I gave my DVDs away. I bought season 1 and 2. I didn't keep it. Um, and that was my only problem with the film, was I didn't find her at all compelling or sympathetic. I didn't really care about her. I didn't want, the film itself. It was directed by Lee Winnell, who is a Melbourne filmmaker. Who, um, yeah, um, it was well directed. The story was pretty good. There are a couple of elements that were stupid. The costume, I mean, spoilers. Basically, it is a guy who is working in optics who is very obsessive. He's a narcissist. He's totally controlling his girlfriend, and the only way she tries to get away from him, and then after that, he apparently kills himself. But in reality, he's faked his death along with the help of his brother, and he's using a invisible suit basically that he's invented, which when you see it is a suit of like a screens, and underneath them are cameras. So it's just a whole bunch of cameras, like a whole like suit of little camera lenses. It's a really dumb design. It looks really stupid. I don't really think the idea works. It's so bulky, the idea that this person is running around on cameras. He'd even have to have cameras on his feet. Um, but the direction is good. Like it starts off where it plays like a ghost story where this person, and it's a bit like The Entity, where this person's just stalking this woman, and it plays very much like that, where for a moment the characters aren't really sure if she's being haunted. We know obviously that it's a man in a suit, and she works it out because of, well, I think she sees the suit. She throws a bunch of paint onto him and sees the suit for a moment, and she realizes that he has invented a suit, and that's how he's doing this. He's not really dead. Um, and for a while, you think it's the brother, and I thought, oh, the brother, because she gets a bunch of money in his death, and the only way she loses it is if she does something illegal. So it looked like the brother was setting her up for the murder of someone else, which is so shocking. I'm not going to ruin it for you if you see it. And it looked for a while like he had set her up so he would then get the money, because if she was obviously being charged for murder, she wouldn't be able to keep the money. But it turns out the brother and him were both involved, and I'm not going to give away the ending either. It's interesting. I didn't totally see it coming, neither did he, but I didn't think it was going to end that way. I actually thought the suit had been found, without giving away too much away. Someone uses the suit to do something at the end, and I just assumed that the main character had found the suit, that because obviously it was so obvious that if she'd taken it, it would be where the character was in this one place, which I'm not going to ruin. But I realized afterwards, because the suit was invisible, she turned the suit on, she saw it, she took it. He probably didn't even notice the suit was missing. So it didn't make sense to me at first, and then I thought about it and I realized, oh, he didn't realize the suit was missing. He thought it was still sitting there invisible because it was invisible and she made it visible, and then she took it and put it somewhere. And I assumed that the villain had found it and taken it, but he actually hadn't. So then it was used later on. But the film plays well. It is kind of tense. You know that he's trying to make her look crazy, and he's trying to make her friends not believe her and isolate her and ruin her life. And when he finds out that she's pregnant, which is because he, sorry, got a cold, is because he substituted her birth control pills, which she was secretly taking because she didn't want to get pregnant to this guy and be tied with him forever. He basically gives her an opportunity to come back to him. And it's all very creepy and bizarre, and it plays sort of well, and the film works. The character almost works. It's just the actress. I find her just so uninteresting, uncompelling. I just don't feel like she can carry a film. I needed another actress, someone I really cared about, someone I was afraid for. I wanted to survive and win. I didn't really care about her. The only reason why she was there is because she's the star of a TV show which is very popular. But it's not popular because of her. It's the premise of the show that makes it work, that makes it interesting. That's why people watch it. I don't know how this actress got the role. I hope she doesn't get any other films. I don't really want to see her in anything else. I just would like her to fade away after the series finishes and not ruin any good films by starring in them because she's a name. And usually I am pretty fond of my actresses. I'm usually going to the movies just to see actresses I like. So this was one of those times where I just was like uninterested. So that was the only thing for me that let the film down. Was I don't think the actress had the star quality and the personality and the likability to really carry the film and make you really sympathetic and really afraid for this character. The other characters, her friend who was a cop, he was gorgeous. I really felt for him. There's a scene where he's being beaten by the Invisible Man, and it's kind of disturbing, and it's so sad seeing him sort of about to pass out, sort of struggling just against nothing. It's just really sad. And his daughter, she plays the scenes where there's a scene where the Invisible Man punches her in the face, and of course she thinks that the main character has punched her, and because obviously he's trying to ruin all their relationships, and she plays that really well. And when she's being attacked and choked, she plays that really well. She's a really good actress. I cared about her. I didn't want anything bad to happen to her and her brother. So I just really, the actress really lets the film down. That's all I can say. But not to the point that it's still not a good film and it's not still thrilling. And you are sitting there thinking, how the hell are they going to get around this? How the hell is she going to get out of this? How are they going to do this? They've got an invisible man who is just after her, and what can stop him? There's no limit to what he could do and what they could write, and how Lee structured it and made it work is really clever. And I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to totally spoil the film in case someone's watching this not caring about the film and then they actually think of seeing it later. And I know this is not going to get many views. My reviews, especially my reviews for horror movies, don't get a lot of views. But just on the odd chance, I'm not going to say anymore. So I'm going to go. I did enjoy it. I guess I'll give it like a B, a C. It was a passable sort of sci-fi horror movie. And it had some good elements of a ghost story, which I did kind of enjoy in the early part of the film. And it did resolve fairly well as well. It had a few moments where it was things went a bit too far, but like I said, they had no limits of what the villain could do, so it sort of is understandable. But I've talked long enough. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. I love horror movies. I love watching them, and whenever I see one, I want to talk about it. So I'm probably going to do more reviews like this, even though, no one's watching, but I don't care. I enjoy talking about it. Thanks. Bye.